So, Forsaken. If you've played Roblox at all, you've likely tried it out or at the very least heard about it. I thought this game was amazing when I first started playing it during its alpha. I love the vibe, the gameplay, and how generally chill it kinda was, if that makes sense, and pretty much everything about Forsaken back then. But now, Forsaken is a shell of what it used to be. It's a radioactive cesspool of toxicity and drama, where you'll also meet some of the most insufferable people known to man, and to add a cherry on top of the shit cake, Forsaken has become a nesting ground for degenerates, and some of the sweatiest no-lights I've ever seen in a video game. What hurts the most to me is that I love this game, and I wanted it to flourish. It was unique and actually fun. And it did kind of flourish, but not in the way I expected, nor did others expect. Forsaken is an awful mess now, and there's no denying that. I have three major reasons why I think Forsaken has become so shitty. I think first of all, Forsaken lost everything that made it Forsaken, if that makes sense. It's been in a somewhat steady decline, I would say, since the Nully update, or at least around that time. For example, the music in the game. It isn't what it used to be anymore. Now it's just a bunch of hype songs, except for a few gems like Deep Sleep Jason and the 1X theme. And mind you, the newer music isn't bad by all means, but it doesn't fit Forsaken at all. Another thing is the Fortnitification of this game. My main examples would be Diva 1X, Kevin Jason, Diva Dio Cool Kid, Romeo Noli, and pretty much most reference and collab skins in this game. It just removes any identity of the game that it once had. And the thing is, having references to other media isn't bad by all means. However, I think there's a limit on how much you could do so, and I think Forsaken crossed that line a long time ago. Secondly, and I think this one most people saw coming, the community, and the constant cycle of drama. I understand that Forsaken is filled with people around my age, or a bit younger, but the amount of immaturity and degeneracy I've seen from this community is on another fucking level, dude. The aggressive amount of shipping in this game, the toxicity, the weirdos, and the degenerates slash gooners in this game is astronomical. I also often see this game's community compared to things like Dandy's World, and sometimes even Dead by Daylight. However, honestly, this game's community is worse than both of them, and it's not an exaggeration. It doesn't help that this game has a constant cycle of drama, ranging from weird members of the communities to the devs, not all of them by the way, being scumbags. It's honestly draining and sucked the joy out of Forsaken. To me at least. Lastly, the developers. So after I finished making this part of the video and was about to upload it, Hitoko released a document responding to this stuff and clarifying things, which I just wanted to make a comment on and change a little part of this video to better fit it. So some of the main points of the document I would say is firstly that Kaiser wasn't fired because of the collaborations being at risk, but left on his own. Which I still firmly believe, if this wasn't brought up to light, his ass will still be in the Forsaken team. Secondly, that the game will still be paying Soul 25%, and that they cannot remove this parasite even if they rename or change the game completely, which I still find odd. Couldn't they just make a new game and possibly reuse the code to cut ties with Soul? I'm not exactly sure how this whole thing works, so take it with a grain of salt. Thirdly, they speak on other little issues that, honestly, I had no clue about, like FF pranksters saying the gamer word, the game being corporate. While not exactly corporate, I would say, it's definitely not a passion project for sure anymore. They also speak about the community, which Hitoko says they like, which is a big fat fucking lie. Anyways, they said that they are going to be a bit less transparent due to privacy, which seems understandable. I really don't know how to comment on that, but my thoughts are still somewhat the same even after the document's release. I think they're not as scummy as I thought originally. However, I still think they should step down as owners with their constant mishandling of things, how untrustworthy they are, and how 25% of the income still goes to Soul. One screenshot from the YouTuber Nozarak's video on the document kind of sums up what the document is to me. If you want a full in-depth review of the document, it's in the description, and I'll link his video in the description too. Anyways, into the end of the video. I guess to end off this video, I just wanted to say that Forsaken is awful now, and it could have all been prevented. And this all sucks, as I was a huge fan of it. But I cannot in good faith play this game knowing that the developers are lazy scumbags and the community is a cesspool of dog shit, which allows Basso and Hitoko to continue walking all over them without consequence. And to end off on this note, before the video ends, if you actually play Forsaken, I think you're contributing to the problem, even if you separate the art from the artist. I encourage you to drop Forsaken and enjoy other amazing games. Nobody in good faith should be playing this game. Anyways, have a good one.